Friends, this is Rajiv Sharma. The subject of today's video editorial is Saudi Arabia's school textbooks are still spewing venom, still inciting hatred despite social reforms. Well, let me elaborate. It was on 25th of April 2016, nearly 4 years ago, when the present leadership, mainly comprising of King Salman and Crown Prince Mohammed, unveiled a strategic framework called Saudi Vision 2030. It had its three big tenets, that is, make Saudi Arabia the heart of Arab and Islamic world, 1. 2. Make it an investment powerhouse. 3. Make it a hub connecting 3 continents, Asia, Europe and Africa. Yes, one of the important points in this document. By the way, the image of this document, you will find it on the thumbnail. So, the major thrust of this Saudi Vision 2030 is reducing Saudi Arabia's dependence on oil and increasing non-oil trade. And we all know that oil is no longer the black gold it used to be once upon a time. Coronavirus pandemic has shown the worthlessness of oil. Oil is no longer a strategic weapon it used to be. The Saudi leadership had visualized that years ago and implemented this actually in black and white 4 years ago in this Saudi Vision 2030. Of course, an important tenet of this Saudi Vision 2030 is diversify the economy, reduce the dependence on oil, develop public sectors like health, education, tourism, infrastructure, and promote softer secular image of Saudi Arabia. This last point is actually the linchpin. You may say that this is one of the driving forces of this Saudi Vision 2030. This is the cornerstone of social reforms and economic liberalization, the path on which Saudi Arabia has embarked upon. Yet, the school textbooks of Saudi Arabia, for example, 2019-20, the school textbooks which are still in use, they are still full of highly objectionable racial stuff. There are some good points also. Let me enumerate those good points. Well, we know that Saudi Arabia has empowered women more. For example, has relaxed its austere dress code. Restaurants are no longer required to segregate men from women. Women are allowed to drive. Women can travel without male consent, for example. Women are to be found in increasingly newer and different and more sectors of employment today. Women entrepreneurship is encouraged officially by the regime. Yet, while the women's rights have been expanded and women and children are very closely interrelated, the school textbooks are still saddled with anti-Christianity, anti-Jews material. Yes, but they have the current textbooks have deleted the portion about Christianity that it has softened the hostility towards Christianity. It is no longer visible in textbooks today. This is good. No longer that phrase which used to be in the textbooks about Christianity being an invalid and perverted religion, it's not there. Yes, religious police has been reined in, but it needs to be defanged completely. One good thing, which is a departure from the past in the school textbooks of Saudi Arabia, is that it has roundly criticized terrorism, particularly terrorism by Muslims. It has strictly prohibited suicide bombings, unlike the previous curricula, which had not only justified jihad but also glorified jihad. Now let me come to the main portion, the last portion of this video editorial. What is bad about the school textbooks of Saudi Arabia? For example, non-Muslims are still demonized. They are still described in the textbooks as enemies of Allah and all Muslims. Well, the Jews are still described as monkeys, as assassins of Islamic prophets who are plotting to destroy Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem. There are still references in the textbooks about the 1969 episode, 51 years ago, when a lone wolf had tried to set Al-Aqsa Mosque on fire, unsuccessfully. But the references are still there of that episode. And the details are contrary to the facts. For example, about Jews, it says that the textbooks still say that fighting and killing of Jews is a must. It's a duty of all Muslims. Though the textbooks have removed the reference of Jews, referring to the Jews' secret plan to take over the entire world. Well, folks, I come to the end of this video editorial here, and let me just round it up by saying that child is the father of man, as we know. Today's child is tomorrow's leader. And if you want to project a softer side of your country, if you want your country to be known as a secular country, and if you want your country to progress, then you have to teach the children, you have to catch them young and teach them the good things about love and understanding, about cooperation, not about hatred, not about hatred against a particular religion or a race. With those words, I take your leave, and I would look forward to your comments. Thank you very much.